Ladies and gentlemen, when you think of Ukraine, you usually think of war, military aid, and tearful speeches at the United Nations. But now, under President Donald J. Trump's second term, the word Ukraine is associated with construction contracts, investment price lists, and a future that could very well include Trump Tower Kyiv in the heart of the capital. In a signing ceremony described as historic for both countries and American contractors, Trump announced that he would help Ukraine rebuild after the war with American money, American labor, American materials, and not to mention Trump's name on every brick. Yes, you heard right. After being embarrassed by impeachment over a phone call with Ukraine in 2019, Trump has called again, but this time to ask, do you need a hotel built? In today's video, we explore, is the U.S.-Ukraine 2025 agreement really humanitarian aid or a global investment stunt? Who gets what? Who's worried? And after all, is this the first time America has helped and made a profit? Sit down, buckle up, because the post-war Reconstruction game has officially become a new show, Trump International Ukraine. Returning to the White House for less than 100 days, Mr. Trump raised eyebrows in the political world when he unexpectedly signed a major cooperation agreement with Ukraine, a country in the midst of a painful post-war period. At first, everyone thought, oh, he finally thinks about international friendship. But wait, don't be so moved. The official name of this agreement is Ukraine Reconstruction and Investment Pact. But if you are close to the New York investment community, you will understand the word investment here is as big as the Trump logo on the Atlantic City casino in the past. According to the announcement, the U.S. will support a post-war reconstruction package worth tens of billions of dollars, including rebuilding bridges, roads, housing, hospitals, schools, which sounds very humane. But the twist here is, most of the projects will be bid for and constructed by American companies, and not just any companies, but companies that are particularly friendly to the current administration. If you think of the name Trump Industries LLC, you are not alone. Not stopping there, the Ukrainian side will have to commit to a favorable investment environment for American businesses. Translated into Vietnamese, simply tax-free, easy to license, and if necessary, even give away a piece of land on the Dnieper River to build a resort. And guess what the deal was all about? A secret annex, now leaked, revealed that Trump suggested considering building a symbolic Trump Tower in Kyiv to mark the U.S.-Ukraine friendship. A combination of national reconstruction and global rebranding. A true Make Ukraine Great Again. Let's go back to 2019 where things started. Not so innocently between Trump and President Zelensky. Back then, an accidentally tapped phone call led to Trump's first impeachment for pressuring Ukraine to investigate a political rival. The relationship then resembled a date caught on camera between two people, who had not yet admitted their feelings. But times have changed. In 2025, both men are more mature, or at least more media savvy. Now, instead of making phone calls in the dark, they sign contracts in the light, shake hands, and even promise a new era in U.S.-Ukraine relations. If this were a romance, Part 1 would be scandal and impeachment, and Part 2 would be make deals, not drama. What do analysts say? Some experts worry that the deal leaves Ukraine vulnerable to American businesses, especially those close to Trump. But supporters, on the other hand, hail it as a bold move that will help both allies and the U.S. economy. It sounds like you're helping your neighbor rebuild his house, on the condition that you hang a billboard outside. Zelensky could say, "We thank the U.S. for helping rebuild our country, and thank Trump for turning Kyiv into the Eastern European version of Las Vegas." With their dramatic turnaround from a diplomatic scandal to an investment partnership, Trump and Zelensky may have written a new chapter in international politics. If there's ever going to be drama, let's turn it into a real estate project. So who is the big winner in this friendship-rich, money-rich deal? Trump is out of the question. After a long time of being criticized for only knowing how to build walls, He can now proudly declare that he is building hospitals, bridges, schools, only in Ukraine, not Florida. Trump's image as a global philanthropist is being strongly polished, and there are even rumors that he is considering receiving the Order of Reconstruction from Kiev, along with the privilege of building an international golf course on land that used to be a Soviet tank yard. What about Ukraine? Zelensky received promises of tens of billions of dollars in investment, the opportunity for rapid reconstruction, jobs for his people, and even so political patronage from Washington. But in return, he had to accept that the U.S., or to be more precise, Trump and his cronies, would lay the first bricks not only in the country, but also the Ukrainian legal system and market. How did Ukrainians react? Some were happy because the electricity was back, the roads were potholed, and the Wi-Fi was running smoothly. Others began to worry when they saw too many Trump logos appearing, from construction sites to bags of cement, even charity lunch boxes. Many people even joked, before we were invaded by Russia, now we are funded by the U.S. with conditions attached, a soft invasion with contracts instead of tanks. In the end, it's a big gamble. Ukraine gets rebuilt faster. Trump gets a chance to rewrite his presidential legacy in concrete and steel. But there are also questions hanging over it. Is this a win-win situation? Or an elaborate financial trap masquerading as an international obligation? And most important, are we about to see a Dnipro resort on the banks of the Kiev River? The story of the U.S.-Ukraine deal under President Trump is like a multi-layered drama. There is politics, there is diplomacy, there is even real estate. Some call it a historic strategic partnership. Others say Trump politics, where all roads lead to Trump Tower. And if this were a real contract, the little clause at the bottom would probably read, all investments are subject to change depending on the outcome of the 2028 election or the mood of the President of the United States that morning. We will see whether Kiev becomes an Eastern European Miami with a Trump hotel or just a stop in a legacy-shaping strategy, both international and personal. What do you think of this deal? Is it a chance to rebuild or a concrete for a photo? Leave a comment below, and if you find this video interesting, satirical, and still relevant, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next hot content. Thanks for watching, and remember, international politics today is not just a game of chess, it's also a contract with microprint.